I'm snowed in. It is the snowpocalypse. This is the end of the world for me. I'm never leaving this house because it just keeps snowing and keeps snowing. I can't even deal with it anymore. Pray for me. Pray for me. For a lot of reasons. I'm, like, barely holding on, you guys. Okay, well, today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people shy away from majority of the time, but I feel like now is a good time to talk about this. And as I mentioned in the title of the video, this is going to be completely spoiler free. I'm not going to be talking about any of the storylines involving this character or anything like that. I'm not going to be spoiling any of that. All I'm going to be talking about is his physical appearance and attributes of his personality, and that's it, and then comparing them with the actors that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to be spoiling you with anything of any kind, so you don't have to worry about that. This is a spoiler-free zone. I'm just going to be talking about what Negan looks like and who would be really good to play him because of what they look like, and then their acting abilities and things like that. Put a photo of Negan on one side and then compare with the actor that I talk about. I'm going to talk about 3 different actors, so let's just get right into it. The fan favorite Negan, Jon Hamm, and I will provide you with a photo of him. Best known for Mad Men on AMC, I think. I mean, he was in Bridesmaids and stuff, but I know him because of Mad Men. And he's the fan favorite Negan, I mean, probably for a lot of reasons, but I'm going to start comparing them by their physical appearance. So, of course, when you look at Jon Hamm, I think it's I think it's fairly easy to see Negan in him. He looks extremely similar to Negan. I mean, it's, you know, I understand and I can see why he's the fan favorite. He's not my favorite to play Negan, but I do see the appeal and I do see why he is the fan favorite. So that would be a-okay with me. I see no issue there. Body type wise, you know, his body proportions, Negan is pretty buff. He's a pretty buff dude. Jon Hamm is, but compared to the other two, he's kind of the one that, you know, he's not as, his, you know, physical, like his body is not as, you know, I don't want to say the word impressive because I feel bad saying that. I mean, Jon Hamm still has a, you know, he's fit and he's got a great figure, but the other 2 actors I'm going to talk about have, like, washboard abs and, like, huge muscles, and Jon Hamm doesn't. I mean, he would still, I think his figure is enough to, and it would still be just fine, you know, put a leather jacket on him and bam, there you go. But, I mean, of course he'd probably, you know, do some training anyway before starting it and all that kind of stuff, but you know what I mean. And then, just acting-wise, I think Jon Hamm is a fantastic actor. I wouldn't worry at all. The only thing that has he ever played a villain is my only thing. I've never seen him play a villain. I mean, he may have at some point, but I've never seen him do it. And that's the only thing, because Negan is a villain. You know, Negan is a bad guy, and he's a very bad guy at that, so I would need to know that he could do that. I've never seen him play a villain. I've seen him play a douchebag plenty of times, and, you know, Negan is a douchebag, so I could, you know, he'd be okay, I think, in that way, and Negan's also a ladies' man, and Jon Hamm is good at that, so, you know, it's kind of toss or turn here, but I think he'd be fantastic, though. I'd be perfectly okay with that. Do I think it would actually happen? I don't know, because he's been doing Mad Men on AMC for so long. You know, does he really want to keep doing television for another however long? Who knows? You know, he's been on television for a long time, and maybe he doesn't want to do that. But at the same time, he's already got that tie to AMC. You know, so for him to mosey on over to Walking Dead wouldn't be that big of a deal, I don't think. It's Jon Hamm. Round of applause. Good job. Next one I'm going to talk about is Kevin Durand, and I will once again put a picture of him. And once again, starting with physical appearance. Notice a theme with all these people. Short, dark hair, and I've tried to find photos of them with it, like, out of their face and slicked back. Now, in my personal opinion, this is just me, in my personal opinion, out of all the people I'm going to show you and talk about, he looks the least like Negan in my opinion, but he still looks similar to him. Negan's one of those characters that he's not too specific with his facial features, you know, how Kirkman drew him, so I think a lot of different people could play him and it'd still be okay. you know, it doesn't bother me that he looks the least like him out of all of them. You know, that's not a big deal, because he still looks a lot like Negan. So, I mean, even though he looks the least like him out of all these people I'm talking about, he still looks ridiculously like him. And Kevin Durand, keeping on the physical thing here, is absolutely ripped. I have done my research. I've Googled all of these actors shirtless. This one is ridiculously ripped. I mean, ridiculous abs, huge muscles. I mean, he's got it when it comes to that. And just acting-wise, yeah, he could totally do it. Once again, great actor. I think he'd be a fantastic Negan. Oh, good job, Kevin Durand. My last one that I'm going to talk about is my absolute favorite. I love him so much, and he is my dream Negan. He's also, like, the least likely to ever be Negan. I just feel like, because I really want him to be, like, there's no chance in hell he'd ever be Negan. And that's my wild card Negan. I'm going to bring in this beauty over here. This, oh my gosh, ladies, okay, ladies, like, come on. This is Joshua Sass. This is Joshua. This is actually the only photo I've ever seen of him where he doesn't have a beard. He has a beard like 24/7, 365 days a year. But for once he doesn't have one, and then I was like, it just smacked me in the face. As soon as I saw this photo of him, the first word in my head was Negan, and that was it. And doesn't he look like some plotting, like, evil mastermind like that? Doesn't he not? He just looks like a villain without a, you know, with that, you know, clean-shaven face and all that. He'd be perfect. He's my dream Negan, period. Like the others, let's start with appearance. His face. I mean, like I said, out of all the ones that I have talked about, I see Negan the most in this one. I think that out of everybody, he looks the most like Negan. And that's just the face. And then body-wise, once again, just like Kevin Durand, absolutely ripped. He is absolutely ripped. Like, abs for days and huge muscles. Like, he's it, okay? He is it. As far as I'm concerned, that's Negan, and that's the end of that for me. The series Rogue that he did, he played someone with questionable morals, otherwise you could say a bad guy. So I know he can play a bad guy, and I know he can play it extremely well. So I would be so for this. He would be incredible as Negan. I know he would. I can feel it in my heart. He would be so great. But yeah, that's Josh. So as always, leave me your opinions, comments, and whatever else you want to say in the comment section. And I will see you this coming Sunday for my episode reaction to episode 12. Get ready for it. It's gonna be something else. So until then, I am Officer Friendly, over and out. Bye-bye!